Have you ever felt like you were getting weaker even though your daily routine had not changed? Maybe it was the stairs that seemed steeper. Maybe it took you a few seconds to get up from a chair that you used to sit on for hours. Or maybe it was just your daily grocery bag, it was heavier than you thought. These small but worrying changes are happening silently. And the scariest thing is, many of us accept them as a natural part of aging. But that's not necessarily the case. Stop and think. What's really happening in your body? Strength, flexibility, energy, they don't just disappear. Instead, you may be missing something important, but it's been overlooked for years. A deficiency so common that nearly 80% of people over 60 have it. And it's silently robbing you of mobility, vitality, and independence. We can't stop time from passing, but we can definitely control how our bodies respond to it. And it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. Sometimes just one simple tweak, just one, can make a huge difference. From walking with more confidence, to sleeping better, to feeling more in control of your day-to-day life. On this journey, you'll discover 6 key nutrients, essentials for restoring muscle strength, improving energy, and maintaining freedom of movement even after. This isn't an advertisement, it's a wake-up call and a promise. You can feel better, stronger, and more in control starting today. If you've ever felt like you're being held back by time, stay with me for the next few minutes. What you're about to hear is more than just knowledge. It's a window into who you are. In this journey, we will start together right now. There's a reason you may not feel as strong as you used to be, and it has nothing to do with age. It starts inside your cells, in what are called the body's powerhouses, the mitochondria. When you're young, these mitochondria function like high-performance engines, producing ATP, the energy your muscles need to function. But after age 60, those powerhouses start to slow down. Energy production declines, leaving you tired faster, recovering more slowly, and weakening your muscles before you know it. This is where a substance called coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10, comes into play. Think of CoQ10 as the spark that ignites an engine. Without it, you still have the engine, you still have the fuel, but you can't start it. CoQ10 is essential for producing ATP, the fuel your muscles need to contract, support, and move. When your CoQ10 levels drop, you don't just feel tired, you feel weak. Your body doesn't respond as well as it used to. And that can make you give up doing things that used to come naturally. Walking, light exercise, even just standing up from a chair. This can be even worse if you're taking statins, a common cholesterol-lowering drug. Statins have a side effect that many people don't notice. They drastically reduce the amount of CoQ10 in your body. In other words, if you're taking medication to protect your heart, but aren't taking CoQ10 properly, you could be making yourself more tired and weaker, and you might not even know why. So what to do? Experts often recommend that people over 60 take 100 to 300 mg of CoQ10 per day, but not all are created equal. Look for the ubiquinol form. It's more easily absorbed and is especially effective for older adults and those with poor digestion. Some liquid or fat-soluble forms are also highly regarded for their absorption. Most importantly, you need to think of CoQ10 not as a regular supplement, but as an essential part of maintaining mobility. It's how you fuel your body, so that every step, every movement is not a struggle, but a proactive one. You can't run as fast as you did 20 years ago, but you can definitely feel better when your body is getting the right fuel it needs. And that's why CoQ10 is the first step in your journey to recovery. When it comes to vitamin D, most people immediately think of bones. And yes, vitamin D plays an extremely important role in maintaining bone density, preventing osteoporosis, something that cannot be overlooked after the age of 60. But there is a little-known fact. Vitamin D also has a profound effect on your muscles, reflexes, and the stability of each step you take. This is not just an ordinary vitamin. It is like a central controller that helps the body coordinate rhythmic movements. On each of your muscle fibers, there are special receptors designed to receive signals from vitamin D. When there is enough, these receptors work well, helping muscles contract and relax at the right time, maintain effective balance, and maintain quick reflexes. But when there is a lack, even just a little, the whole system becomes sluggish. What do you start to see? Loss of balance, wobbling when turning, loss of reflexes when stepping off the sidewalk. and falls are no longer uncommon. A study of people over 65 found that those with low vitamin D levels were 70% more likely to fall than those with stable levels. This is not because their bones are weak, but because their muscles do not coordinate well enough to keep them upright. What's more, vitamin D deficiency also affects the intercellular energy source. It reduces the efficiency of mitochondria, making muscles more susceptible to fatigue and less able to contract. Over time, this not only causes muscle weakness, but also accelerates age-related muscle atrophy, a process that could be significantly slowed. So how much is enough? If you're between 60 and 70, the general recommendation is 800 IU per day, but many experts recommend increasing it to 1000 IU per day. If you have little sun exposure, less than 15 minutes per day, have dark skin, the darker your skin, the less vitamin D it synthesizes, have chronic conditions or are taking medications that reduce absorption. More importantly, choose vitamin D3, cholecalciferol over D2, as D3 is much better absorbed and metabolized. Finally, don't guess. A simple blood test can tell you exactly where you stand on the vitamin D scale, and from there, you can supplement wisely and safely, because there's nothing more precious than feeling grounded in every step, and vitamin D is the silent fulcrum that keeps you upright as you age. Without it, you don't just lose confidence, you may lose freedom of movement. Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your legs wobble? Or have you ever felt like your legs are no longer listening? Your steps are a bit hesitant and uncertain? It's not just muscle weakness. It could be a sign that the nerves that control them are having problems. And the silent culprit, very common after the age of 60, vitamin B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 is not simply a nutrient for blood or memory, as many people think. In fact, it plays a core role in maintaining nervous system function. Without enough B12, the nerves cannot transmit signals from the brain to the muscles properly. As a result, you may notice slower reflexes, difficulty controlling movements, or even feel shaky hands and feet even when resting. The danger is that B12 deficiency can progress silently and last for many years before obvious symptoms appear. The reason is that the absorption of B12 in the elderly is often significantly reduced. After the age of 50, our stomachs begin to secrete less acid, a necessary factor to break down and absorb B12 from food, especially from animal sources such as red meat, eggs, milk. In addition, if you are taking common medications such as metformin, diabetes medication, or stomach acid inhibitors such as omeprazole, esomeprazole, the ability to absorb B12 will be greatly reduced. The result, even if you eat a full diet, the B12 level in the body still plummets, directly affecting motor reflexes and muscle strength. What is the solution for people over? Instead of relying solely on food, direct supplementation forms such as sublingual tablets, nasal sprays, or periodic injections can help overcome the absorption barrier from the digestive system. These are ways that the body can absorb B12 much more quickly and efficiently, especially in older adults or those with stomach problems. The average recommended dose is 2.4 mg per day, but experts say older adults may need higher doses to restore lost stores. There are studies that show doses of 50 mg per day, or even higher, are safe and effective when properly monitored. The most important point, get your B12 levels checked regularly, especially if you often feel unexplained fatigue, have a tingling sensation in your limbs, or have unexplained loss of balance. The connection between your nerves and your muscles is the foundation for all movement. Losing this connection is like losing a bridge, and vitamin B12 is the foundation you need to maintain if you want to walk safely, actively, and independently in your. When it comes to vitamin C, most people only think of increasing resistance or fighting the flu, but very few people know that vitamin C is one of the most essential nutrients to keep muscles strong, tendons strong, and connective tissue durable, especially after the age of 60. Why is that? Because vitamin C is an important catalyst for the synthesis of collagen, a protein that makes up most of the structure of tendons, ligaments, cartilage, and even muscle components. Collagen is like the glue that keeps connective tissues tight, creating flexibility, elasticity, and stability in all movements. But your body cannot create or maintain collagen without vitamin C. And when collagen decreases, you will start to feel joint pain, muscle tension, difficulty walking, or even vulnerability to light exercise. Not only that, Vitamin C also participates in the production of carnitine, a molecule that plays a role in transporting fat into mitochondria to convert into energy. If you are deficient, you will not only have weak muscles, but also find your body easily exhausted, recovering slowly after each exercise, even very simple activities. In addition, age leads to increased oxidative stress, that is, the accumulation of free radicals that destroy muscle tissue. Vitamin C is one of the most powerful antioxidants, helping to protect muscle cells from this degradation. Thanks to that, you not only prevent aging, but also maintain the endurance, elasticity, and recovery of muscles after each exercise. The recommended daily amount is 75 mg for women, 90 mg for men, but for the elderly, many experts recommend supplementing 200-400 mg day to meet the needs of protecting muscles and connective tissue. Good sources of vitamin C can come from papaya, guava, oranges, grapefruit, kale, broccoli, or you can supplement from pills. Simple, convenient, effective. Don't underestimate vitamin C. In your body, it is not just a cold-fighting agent. It is a silent architect that keeps your musculoskeletal system from collapsing over time. Do you often get leg cramps at night? Do your limbs feel tired and have trouble recovering from a short walk or cleaning the house? These signs are more than just fatigue. They could be your body's way of telling you that it's running low on two of the most important nutrients for movement and recovery after age 60. Magnesium and creatine. Let's start with magnesium, a mineral involved in nearly every biological reaction involving muscles. It helps muscles contract and relax in a rhythmic manner, maintains nerve signals, and aids in energy production. When your body is low on magnesium, you're more likely to experience muscle stiffness, cramps, insomnia, chronic fatigue, and restlessness. After age 60, the absorption of magnesium through the intestines decreases, while the amount excreted in urine increases. If you're taking diuretics or PPIs, the deficiency is even more severe. That's why many experts recommend that older adults supplement 310-420 mg of magnesium per day, depending on gender and health status. Magnesium glycinate is a well-absorbed option that causes less digestive upset. As for creatine, this is no longer just for athletes. For older adults, creatine has been shown to increase strength, improve endurance, and restore lean muscle mass, even when combined with light exercise like walking or simple resistance training. Creatine helps the body produce energy quickly in activities that require reflexes or bounce, like getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, or preventing yourself from falling. Many studies show that with just 3 to 5 g of creatine per day, older adults can maintain muscle more effectively and significantly improve mobility. The combination of magnesium and creatine is the key to restoring and maintaining strength in old age. One helps your muscles relax and regenerate. The other energizes you to move proactively. And both, when properly supplemented, will help you regain a sense of strength, flexibility, and confidence in your own stride. Age may slow you down, but that doesn't mean you have to get weaker. The truth is, muscle loss, fatigue, and reduced endurance are not inevitable parts of aging. They mostly come from hidden deficiencies that accumulate over the years, especially nutritional deficiencies that we don't realize. Together, we've explored 6 core nutrients that people over 60 almost cannot do without if they want to maintain a healthy, active, and independent life. CoQ10 helps restore intracellular energy. Vitamin D maintains balance and reflexes. Vitamin B12 protects neuromuscular transmission. Vitamin C strengthens connective tissue and muscle structure. Magnesium helps muscles relax and recover, and creatine, a strength booster, supporting more efficient movement. Physical decline doesn't happen overnight. It starts with tired legs when you walk, from difficulty getting out of a chair, from cramps in the middle of the night, and continues until you no longer have the confidence to walk out the door. But the great thing is you can completely reverse the process if you understand what is lacking and start taking action. It doesn't have to be a total life change. Just one small step, like checking your vitamin D levels, taking a CoQ10 supplement, or adding a few grams of creatine each morning, can make a big difference. Your body is more resilient than you think. The important thing is to give it the tools to do so. If you used to think when you get old you become weak, today you might look at things differently, because the truth is, aging doesn't take away your power. Giving up does. But you don't give up. You're learning, and you're taking action. And that's why you'll keep going, Not just with persistence, but with initiative and freedom. Start today, because your body deserves the right care, and because life after 60 is still full of great things to look forward to.